Hello, and welcome to session 4 of the Digital Marketing Management Essentials course. This session is titled Building a Customer Relationship Management Strategy in the Digital World. In this session, we have the following goals. First, I want you to be able to understand the key elements of CRM and what exactly is customer relationship management. We'll put a definition around it. Next, I want you to understand the process around developing a CRM program. From customer acquisition planning, customer segmentation planning, and remarketing personalization planning. These are the 3 main elements. And lastly, I want you to understand the CRM tech stack, technology stack, and take a look at a few leading technology platforms that are available today in the market. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to Module 1, defining the CRM concept and process. In this module, we'll define exactly what is customer relationship management and take a high-level look at the process around executing a successful CRM program in today's digital world. Let's kick right into it. To get your thinking going, let's first take a look at how one company defines CRM. This will look at their definition and inspire you to understand more about what is CRM.
CRM, what is it? We already know what it stands for. It stands for Customer Relationship Management. But what does that really mean? And who is it really for? Is it for maybe someone like this in our sales department? Or maybe it's used for someone else, another department, such as customer service. Or maybe we've extended it just a little bit further and we use it in our marketing department. The fact of the matter is, CRM isn't just for 1, 2, or 3 departments. It can literally be used for anybody. So here at Bass Business Solutions, we believe that if you have customers, you need CRM, so that every day when you go to work, you're not frustrated and looking for your customer information or data. But more so, when you go to work, you look like this and you feel in control of your customer information and maybe even love your job. But I guess the question is how? How do we make this all possible? So let's start from the top. Let's look at the thing that matters the most, our customer data. How is it currently being filed? Is it in a filing cabinet in an organized folder structure? Or maybe we now use the Rolodex that sits on our desks. Or maybe we've evolved into the floppy disk era. Or maybe we've taken it a step further and we now use our computers or laptops and we use a software called Excel. But let's step back and answer the bigger question here. Where is all of this data stored and kept? Is it on Billy's laptop from sales? Or maybe it's on Karen's desktop for marketing. But then what do we do when Billy decides that he wants to go on vacation and Billy's decided to cruise the Caribbean? Or what if Karen decides she wants to take the day off for her yoga classes? Where can we find this data now? And how long does it take your staff to locate the right customer information? So what if? What if Jim in customer service needs important customer information from Karen's boss, Amy, in marketing? And what if Amy in marketing needs to communicate with Billy's boss, Joe, in sales to compile a report for the senior executives? How are these departments communicating? And more importantly, how are they staying connected for their customer data? So let's think for a second, or let's dream if we will. Let's think that everything was readily available to us at the simple click of a button. Let's dream that everything was available in one area, something we like to call one central database. So you're probably thinking that I'm about to start explaining some kind of tech-savvy software, but that's not the case. We're looking for something simple and easy, and what we're looking for is CRM. So with CRM, you get a 360-degree view of all of your customer data, allowing you to analyze, monitor, and understand each of your customers. So by bringing on CRM, you don't have to worry about Billy's vacations or Karen's yoga classes or sick days, because Billy and the rest of your sales team would have kept everything in organized pipelines within CRM and have remote access. So when Joe has a question, he can take a look at their pipelines and have the answers ready. And when Karen decides that she wants to go for a yoga class, we know her information is in a central database and it's accessible to all departments. So when Amy has any questions from other departments, she can answer them. So if you're asking yourself, why CRM? We're asking you, why not? Contact Bass today to turn your CRM dreams into a reality.
Okay, it's a great video. I really like it because it gives a basic explanation and examples of what a company would go through. And I also like it because it takes you sort of through the history of how data about customers has been captured, from Rolodex to floppy disk to Excel. And really today, what we've covered in the last module, you can collect data from all of the web and digital behavior. So we're in an era now, in today's digital world in 2020, where we have more data about our customers than ever before. So it's really, I think, the golden age for digital CRM. So what I want to do now is just simplify the definition of CRM, or customer relationship management, a little bit further in my definition, my view on it. It's defined as a program where organizations can essentially have an active process to capture customer data from all the different data sources that you have about a customer, whether it's service, their sales information, their behavior, which we covered in the last session, their loyalty, if there is a program, and many, many more areas where you may have data about a customer. Second, it allows you to store the data in one centralized location where we can develop a single view of the customer, a 360-degree view of the customer, so that we can make this data accessible across the organization, whether it's the service department, operations, marketing and sales, or any other department that wants to access such data. And lastly, it allows the organization to improve on the key metrics that will drive sales: customer engagement and satisfaction, operations improvement, customer awareness of the mass promotions, as well as personalized offers that will do two main things: drive frequency and repeat purchase. And that's really the core. How can you, at the end of the day, utilize a CRM platform and a CRM program to drive frequency and repeat purchase or retention with your customers? Now, what I want to do is introduce the three-step process that any organization can use as their guide around CRM. All right? The first step, customer data aggregation planning. This is where an organization needs to brainstorm the ways that they can collect data. Questions that they should ask themselves, or things they should consider. Okay, what data do I want to collect that will be useful for segmentation and planning? There's so much data you can collect about a customer. So you want to ask, what is the data I want that will be useful, that you'll be able to use for segmentation and further planning? Next, do I have any programs or sales touch points where I can collect data today? What are my current interactions with customers? How can I collect data today? And last, what programs or mechanics can I put in place to collect valuable customer data? These are all the things you want to think about in the customer data aggregation planning. Step 2. Now that we have a plan on what data we want to capture and how to capture it, we're ready to segment. In the segmentation process, the main thing that we want to consider is the following: how can I group my customers based on their unique needs, their interests, and their profile? So it's about how you can segment based on their unique needs, interests, and profiles based on the data that you have collected on them. And then the third step, once you've figured out the segmentation, it's then to create offers and content that match the needs of the different segments. We need to make sure that the communication is relevant, personalized, which is very, very important, especially today in the digital world. People expect it to be personalized, and also will drive the desired actions that we are looking for, which is in most cases repeat sales. All right, so these are the three main steps around the CRM process that I put in this program for you today. Okay, so I want to just bring it all together for you in one slide, just to close out this first concept. And let me do that. So first, step 1, again, define the data capture points that you need to feed into the centralized database. In this example, okay, and we'll explore more in the next sections, okay? But these are the different data points. Then, number 2, we segment the customer database into logical segments that we can communicate to in different ways. And finally, in step 3, we can personalize the marketing communication to drive the most value out of the customer across all the channels, but really the channels of their preference. And one person may prefer to receive emails, another may prefer app push, another may prefer line. All right. So retention's the new growth. If companies can focus on their current customers and pay attention to them, then they can grow in a lower cost way. And this brings us to the end of the first module concept. So what I'd like you to do is complete this short assignment and let's run through it. All right, so in this section, we introduce what is CRM and the CRM process in the digital world. Just answer these following questions. Number one, in your own words, write what you think is the meaning of CRM and how implementing a CRM program can benefit a company. And second, do you think it's more expensive to acquire a new customer or to make a current customer purchase again? And I want you to explain your logic as to why. This will really help you test your critical thinking and also really understand the concept between new customer and then repeat purchase. Like always, please download it from the assignments. You can do it in PowerPoint and then upload it back into Blackboard. Best of luck. All right, welcome to the second module in this session. In this module, we will explore the first step in the CRM process, customer acquisition planning, and defining the strategy of how you will acquire new customer data into your CRM system. This is key, because if you don't have any customer data in your system, then you have no program, all right? This is why many companies give away their product or service just to get more people into the system and collect more customer data. So we'll explore more about this. The first step in the acquisition plan is to define our different target customer personas. Now, it's very likely you may have more than one target persona. In this example, there's 3. Focus on the top 3 that will give you the most value. Right? In this process of defining a target customer persona, we've created this template for you. So you can use this. And you see all the different things that we asked: geography, gender, annual salary, education, and more. And we have a worksheet that we'll share with you as well in this exercise. So it's key to fill in all of these attributes about a persona profile. The reason you want to do that, the reason it's so important, is it allows you to better understand your customer, which then helps you brainstorm audience segments that can be used in the next phase of the CRM process. Now the fun part begins. In step 2 of the acquisition plan is to define the programs and channels where the brand will collect data. All right, so it's designing a customer acquisition plan, and really it's a mix of both art and science. All right, you have to be creative while at the same time looking at the numbers and making sure that your acquisition plan is financially viable. So now, to help in your program design, we'll present 3 strategic categories to consider in your program. All right. First category is really the most popular data collection program in the world, and that is a rewards program or loyalty program. This is defined as a program that provides rewards for customers who sign up and share their information. Right. The key thing is they share their information in exchange for the reward. This can come in the form of a simple e-member program or a more complex points program. And we'll explore a few examples in the next slides. Then you have what I call the surprise and delight programs, right? These are not long-term programs like a loyalty program, but a simple one-time benefit that a brand can give to an advertiser. Hence why I call it surprise and delight. And last, it's a program that I call utility and access, right? Access and utility. A brand needs to continually seek out new ways to make life easier for their customer. And that's what I mean by access and utility. How can you make access to your brand more useful and easier? An easier way to purchase the products, such as online ordering, or a service such as free Wi-Fi, for example, which a lot of restaurants do. These are all ways that a brand can collect data while making things easier for the customer. All right, so let's explore a few examples of each of these programs so we can get our creative juices flowing. All right. Now, let's take a look at a few examples in the QSR space, the quick service restaurant space. All right. One of the most popular programs in Thailand is the One Card from Central Group. This program cuts across all of the Ascendo Group properties, so restaurants, hotels, shopping, and more. Members can earn points from all places and redeem them across all places. It's a great example. Another example of a points program is the one from Pizza Hut, Thailand. Once you sign up, you can get points when you purchase. So they developed this program to make the online channel more popular. A lot of people order offline, they want to try to move their behavior online, so they make it online only. Another example from Barbecue Plaza in Aubon Pond, they introduced the concept of a prepaid card. All right, so you pay 400 baht up front, but then you get a privilege for 12 months. So this is a great way that you can get cash up front and also lock in your customers to loyalty, because they'll realize they have the card, so why don't I go back here more often? So they give the ability then to register the card online. Why do we do that? So you can collect their data. All right, now let's take a look at more simple programs, what I refer to as eMember. So eMember is just a program where it's free and easy to sign up. You can get quick access to specials. You can see how MK has positioned this. Give me your email and you can receive special offers. There's no fancy program or obligation to the brand. Easy. Same thing with McDonald's. Instead, they use a pop-up on their website. So you go to their website, it'll pop up. It's more noticeable that way, but it's the same concept. Register and get some basic privilege. Domino's did it a little bit more formal. They named their program the VIP Daily Deals. Sign up and get great deals to your inbox. And they actually send it every single day. So there's a bit more of a commitment there. But again, they don't have to give any particular deal. And they make it exclusive if you sign up. So it forces the user to sign up if they want to get access to those deals. All right. Some more surprise and delight examples. We'll take a look at a few of these. So again, the second sort of main bucket, surprise and delight types of things. So the gamification concept. This is a great example from Starbucks, right? They ran an engaging campaign called the Starbucks SIP 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 Go Voting Challenge, where they asked users to vote on their favorite Frappuccino. And if they do that, they complete the whole process, they'll get a coupon for buy one, get one free. So you can see sort of how it works, right? Come to this page, okay? You basically see that you can get the coupon. You have to first enter your name, mobile, and email, and then they'll also ask you then to share with up to 4 friends, right? So it's also expands the opportunity to get more database. Once they do this, they'll then get their coupon code right to their mobile phone, right? So this is how Starbucks can then track if the coupon was redeemed, and also make it easier for the user to redeem, right? If it's right on your mobile phone, you can just take it right into the store and show. Here's a great example of a surprise and delight data capture done by one of the world's leading marketing companies, Starbucks. All right, let's look at another surprise and delight, something from Marriott. So this is Marriott Hotels. They created a simple mobile site where users can get coupons on their over 40 restaurants nationwide. In this example, you just have to come in, leave your mobile number, and then you're in, you have access, right? So again, there's data capture in exchange for access to something that's quite valuable. All right, so another form of just basic data capture is something that I call lead generation strategies. This is common for services such as education, financial services, real estate, automotive, healthcare, and other industries where users interested, but they need to get more information or they need to get something of value first, right? So in the example above here, you can see the user will receive a special offer of a free consultation when they register, right? So that's an example of a high value content offer, a free consultation exchange for leaving your data. Or get the brochure in exchange for leaving your data. So 2 examples, online lead capture. All right, now we're into the last pillar of the ways to capture data and strategies around that, which is utility and access strategy. So again, let me remind, this is when a brand will offer a way to make their customer's life easier, a new way to purchase or a new way to use their service in exchange for their personal information. So let's take a look at one of the most common practices for companies in the retail space, right? Particularly restaurants, hotels, etc. It's called free Wi-Fi or social Wi-Fi. Let's see how this is used to collect data in exchange for giving something valuable to the customer.
Many establishments offer free Wi-Fi for different reasons. Attracting new customers, keep them happy, and maybe because everyone else is doing it. But let's face it, free Wi-Fi sucks. Complicated passwords, slow connections, and worst of all, you get nothing in return. But all this is about to change with social-powered Wi-Fi hotspots. It's still the free Wi-Fi your customers expect, but without the hassles and lack of results. It's now possible for customers to simply connect to your free Wi-Fi service using their favorite social media account. Once they've logged in with just a few clicks, you will be able to get their social media details, email addresses, and more, allowing you to build long-lasting and valuable relationships beyond a single visit. Now you can send your customers mobile coupons, exclusive offers, email newsletters, and timely promotions long after they have visited your store. Grow your business and keep your customers happy with the new magical way to offer free Wi-Fi. Contact us to get your own social-powered Wi-Fi hotspot today.
All right. Another great example of capturing data in exchange for something of value. In this case, it's Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. All right, another great example of the utility strategy is an e-wallet. So an e-wallet makes the payment process much easier. It works best for retailers that have high-frequency products where the customers buy either daily, weekly, at the most monthly. So if there's an easy way to pay, then it just makes the entire experience much better. Here we go back to Starbucks again, a global leader in a lot of these things. They've developed one of the world's largest e-wallet programs. Users can top up the wallet via their credit card or by purchasing the card in the store. Usually right at the cashier, they have a bunch of cards, you can purchase them, but then they allow you to register that card online, right? So Starbucks has also turned this into a rewards program. So it's an e-wallet as well as a rewards program. And I'll tell you that they've really created one of the largest, this is the world's largest e-wallet. I think they have billions of dollars in credit on this wallet at any one point in time. It's very, very effective. All right, another example of utility and access is when brands allow their customers to order online or e-commerce, all right? I know it sounds obvious, but e-commerce falls under the access strategy because you're making it easy for people to purchase online. And inside the retail and food delivery space, this is one of the fastest areas of growth. E-commerce is really a win-win for all parties. For the customer, they don't need to leave their home or talk to anyone on the phone. And after they create their account, it just makes sense to repurchase. So once you do it the first time, it's so much easier than to come back. So when you come back, if you do it right, your password is ready. You don't need to log in again. You can redo repeat purchase, really quite easy, right? It's also great for the brand because they can reduce their costs. So if you have a large call center, or a large retail outlet, now you don't need any of those things. And of course, you can capture the data of the customer for use in remarketing, right? So here's a great example of what the pizza company has done. Shifting their customers from call center to online, it's a great benefit for everyone, win-win. All right, so now we're gonna look at something quite futuristic, forward-thinking, and this is from KFC in China. So they allow their users to pay by using facial recognition, right? So again, this falls under the access strategy, making it easier for customers to do things by using their proprietary data. Let's take a look. In this case, that happens to be their face,
Customers at a KFC store in China can now pay for the food using their face, with the help of new technology unveiled earlier this month. Ant Financial, an affiliate of Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, launched the new service in the eastern city of Hangzhou. It's the latest example of the growing use of facial recognition by businesses and government agencies in the world's most populous nation. Diners at the restaurant, a KFC brand in China known as K-Pro, place their order at a terminal, which then scans their face. If it matches the image on the photo ID stored in the system, the customer only has to enter their phone number and the payment goes through. Their food is still served by a regular human employee. The system is based on Ant Financial's digital payment platform, Alipay, which has more than 500 million users worldwide and already allows people to sign into its Chinese app using their face. Ant Financial says the KFC restaurant is the first physical store in the world to use facial recognition software to take payments. The company is eager to reassure consumers that the technology is secure. The software analyzes more than 600 facial features to make a match and uses a 3D camera and a liveness algorithm to make sure people aren't trying to fool it with photos or videos of someone else. Tech company Baidu began testing facial recognition software last year to manage tourist admission to Wuchen, a historic town that receives millions of visitors each year. Staff at Baidu headquarters can pay with the faces in the company restaurant. Baidu has also attempted a more ambitious test project at a KFC in Beijing, scanning customers' faces to try to predict their preferred order based on factors such as age, mood, and gender. Ant Financial says its new system will eventually be introduced in Chinese retail outlets other than KFC. We hope one day in the future people can go out without their cell phones or wallets, said Dong Liyun, a product manager at Ant Financial. Experts say the introduction of facial recognition software in China has been helped by the country's massive database of citizens' ID photos, as well as the huge amount of images collected by internet companies. Western tech companies have taken a more cautious approach because of privacy concerns. Google said in 2011 that it had scrapped software that would let smartphone users snap a picture of a person's face to find out who they are. Chinese authorities, meanwhile, are already combining facial recognition technology with the country's network of surveillance cameras to monitor citizens. Police are reported to have caught suspects by secretly scanning faces at events, including a recent beer festival. Facial recognition has started to become a requirement in new city surveillance projects in China, research firm IHS Markit said in a recent report. Face scanners even made it into the toilet stalls at a popular park in Beijing in order to stop people taking more than the fair share of toilet paper.
Okay, so very interesting. Again, how companies are using technology to make lives easier for their customers and themselves, but also capturing data that you can then use to personalize and segment. So that brings us to the end of this module on data acquisition strategy. So let's run through what I need you to do. Again, just a short quiz. So again, we looked at the first step in the CRM process. To test your knowledge of this concept, please complete the following questions and activity. Number 1, why do you think Pizza Hut would only want to make their points program available for online purchases only? Number 2, if Pizza Hut rewards you 1 point for every 10 baht purchase, then what is the cost of the program expressed as a percentage of sales? Number 3, why would Barbecue Plaza and Al Bon Pan allow users to take the physical card and register it online? Why was that part of their strategy in this program design? Number 4, what is the benefit to Starbucks by asking the users to invite 4 friends to join the challenge? Number 5, we know that Starbucks e-wallet makes it easier for customers to pay, but what is the benefit to Starbucks? Many benefits to Starbucks, list them as many of them that you can think of, right? And then lastly, list 2 additional ideas that you have for a data capture program. It can be anything that you can think of. Just list 2 there. All right, so download this from the assignment in PowerPoint. You can answer right here in the PowerPoint and then upload it. No wrong or right answers, and this will help for a great discussion during the weekly tutorial and Q&A this weekend. Best of luck. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this module. All right, welcome to the next module in this session, module concept 3. In this module, we will explore the next step in the CRM process, which is customer segmentation planning. Let's get started. Once we've collected customer data, now we have to dig into the data and determine how to segment the data in a way that will allow us to maximize our goals. So what I want you to do is imagine an entire database of customers standing in one massive concert together. They're all clustered in a completely random order around the stadium. It's your job as a marketer to organize them into segments. All right. In this diagram, we can see how a structured audience looks. We place them into segments with some logic that makes sense for your business. Now, every business is different, and every business will have different factors that affect the segmentation strategy. So lastly, it's important to understand the range of options in communication that you could have. Currently, you're most likely working in the lower left-hand corner, which means you have one message that is broadcast to the entire market. This is not ideal, as you're not able to make a true connection with your customer. So the goal is to move into mass personalization, where you can have a personalized message to the entire market with some level of personalization, and we'll take a look at that. So the most popular form of segmentation in the retail space is something known as RFM, recency, frequency, and monetary. And we're going to review that on the next slide. Okay, so in this slide, we're going to introduce the RFM segmentation model. Again, this means recency, frequency, monetary, RFM. It groups your customer into quadrants based on these dimensions, all right? It's a very logical way to segment, as it tells factors that you learn about your customer's behavior and their loyalty to the brand, right? If you purchase more often with a higher frequency, purchase with a higher basket size, more monetary, then you're a more loyal customer. So we've broken them down into 4 segments, and let's take a look at each one of these. So in the first segment, these are your high frequency customers, right, with high basket size, okay, meaning that they come a lot in 1 month and they also purchase a lot when they come to your site, high monetary value. These customers don't need a promotion or special value. A brand should look at how they can reward these customers with a VIP program or some type of VIP benefit. All right, give them something special. They're already your loyal customer. You don't need to give them discount. Give them praise and try to trigger more occasions. The next group is also a big part of your business, as they also come frequently. However, they don't purchase as much. I like to call this group value seekers, on smaller budgets or just smaller groups of people. This group, they need a loyalty program, an incentive to keep them from going to your competitors. So this group in particular needs a loyalty program. The next group are very random. They have large basket sizes, but they don't come very often. Maybe they're a large group that only order once in a while, working at a business perhaps. So we need to think about what we can do for this group to create more occasions. Money's not the problem. How can we create more occasions in their life? And then the last group, these are people that just came into your brand. They're the new customers. All right. These are customers that just came into the brand. They either entered through a promotion or some form of paid advertising. And they're really just learning about the brand. With this group, we need to build a relationship with them quickly. We should thank them and ask them for their feedback, give them an immediate offer to come back again, so they really get hooked on your brand. So in this case, you need to identify what is that hook that will get them to stay with your brand. All right, other things that you should consider beyond the RFM segmentation model. There's other segment clusters to consider. So in this example, we're going to look at things again around the food delivery business. And really the first is the demographics. So based on their age, gender, language, preference, or income level, are there different things that you'd want to offer to these different groups? The next is then the household type. So you may be a factory, an office, condo, temple, hospital, or university. So try to understand if they are a large basket size, then perhaps they're a group buy. So how can you tailor your product to this group and your messaging to this group? Also, perhaps based on their preference. Again, you know this, right? This is a very common way. You see this so much with Amazon.com and Agoda.com, right? They're always recommending things based upon your past purchases. So maybe you're a steak lover, salad lover, Hawaiian pizza lover, chicken lover. So you can look at your past purchases and then design things around that. And lastly, it's important to understand how people like to order, so you can give them offers that match their channel of preference. Not everyone wants to order online. That's okay. For the call center customer or the dining or the takeaway customer, again, you have to come up with offers that match their purchase behavior and how they like to purchase the product. All right, it brings us to the end of this concept, short and sweet. Now it's time for you to do a little activity. So, segmentation planning is the key to an effective CRM program, as we mentioned. To test your understanding of this, we have some questions here for you. So first, I want you to explain the concept of segmentation in your own words. Choose one of these two businesses and put together a segmentation plan. Right? And for this plan, essentially what I want you to do is identify the main target personas for the brand, the demographic and psychographic, and then identify 4 customer segments that can be used for remarketing. So choose one of these companies: Lazada, Nokia, Stanford University, or Cigna Travel. Again, choose that company and then explain the concept of identify the main target persona for that brand, and then identify 4 segments that you could use for remarketing. All right, so download this from Blackboard. Please complete the assignment, upload it again, and we'll review it this week during the weekly tutorial and Q&A. Thanks a lot. Best of luck. Welcome back. Let's kick off module 4 in this session. In this module, we're going to cover the process called remarketing and personalization planning. Let's get started. Now that we've collected data on our customers, we then put our customers into segments. Now we're ready to re-engage with them and remarket to them. We've created the following types of re-engagement strategies for you. Please consider these 3 main structures. Number 1, always-on strategy. So an always-on strategy is defined as marketing journeys that you can automate and will continually run throughout the year. Through the use of marketing automation technology, which we're going to review in the next module, a brand can set up these types of journeys and just leave them running, always on. This includes a welcome journey, bounce back journey, birthday program, lapsed customer, and I'll explain these more in the next coming slides. The next is the surprise and delight strategy. This is what most companies do. It's a monthly email or an SMS with their deals of the month, special promotion based on a specific occasion, like let's say Songkran Water Festival or Mother's Day. Surprise and delight. And lastly, the most popular program, again, loyalty program, so it's loyalty communications. This is communication to your opt-in loyalty or rewards members, and this can be things like points reminders, new promotions for members, and just the offers of the month for those members, those loyalty members. All right, let's take a look now one by one. Some real world examples. Again, this is always on strategy. All right. So, birthday program. Everyone's heard of it. You've all experienced it, I hope. If you've got a good telco provider, they've sent you a happy birthday message on your birthday via SMS. The key to a successful birthday program is the following. Number one, you want to have communication that has come on the actual day of your birthday, right? If you get this wrong, customers will never forgive you, right? The message should have your customer's name inside of it. So happy birthday, Russ. This is what is meant by personalization. There should be something more than just a normal offer, but something related to you. Another example is something we call the welcome journey. So this is when someone first joins your brand. They come in, they register, maybe they've made their first purchase. Now is the time when you want to get them to quickly purchase again. So you can trigger them to purchase again within 7 days, and remind them every 7 days until they do make that purchase again. And then the last is something called the lapsed journey, or the lapsed customer journey. And here's an example of Food Panda. I'm a very loyal Food Panda customer, but when I don't purchase for a month, they remind me. All right, so here's an example of them reminding me, saying, hey, long time no see, here's 100 baht, please come on back. 3 examples of always on journeys. Now we're going to take a look at some surprise and delight customer journeys. All right, so here's an example from Food Panda again, and I'm going to show them quite a bit because they really use this personalized marketing quite effectively. So in this app push communication, Food Panda sent me the message saying, the Manhattan Fish Market is available. But what's smart about this communication is that they use my name, Russell, at the very end. And they chose a restaurant that's also close to my home. I live right near Terminal 21. So very, very smart. They use both location segmentation and my name to make this really personalized. Another example from AirAsia. Now, this is more of a mass promotion for all their flights. It doesn't really require any segmentation, but the fact that they put it in English means that they know I'm a foreigner living in Thailand. It's very important. I see a lot of brands who don't do this correctly. I receive a lot of Thai notifications. Oh, and there we go. So in this last example, I want to show you what not to do. All right, I've never purchased anything from Tapsi. I downloaded their app one time, I selected the English language, and then they just put me in their normal segment group of general promotions in Thai language. It creates no sense of urgency. This is not how to do it. And lastly, let's take a look at loyalty. Here's some great examples. So, e-member, simple e-member. So Sizzler, what they do, in a lot of the restaurants, they'll have basic e-member programs, but they'll blast out to all their members promotion of the month. Each offer you see there has a little URL. So the URL is there so you can track the redemption. Users can click on that, take coupon code into the store, and they can track it. Here's an example from Grab. I'm a member of Grab already, and they're just reminding me that I have points, and I can use my points on special promotions every month. Maybe I missed out. So they're reminding me. And lastly, here's an example of how members of Bob's Pizza, the Text Club Special, can get their deal of the week, right? You just show the SMS to the store and you can redeem. So again, 3 different types of loyalty examples there and how you can send reminders. All right, so lastly, I want to talk about communicating remarketing programs through occasion-based communication. Right? So it's so important that you can make the occasion something relevant to them. Occasion-based communication is a must. It's a critical way to stay relevant, and one way to do this is to ensure we craft communications that match the holiday season and the different occasions that would face your customers. Let's take a look. So here's Domino's. Domino's does this so well. This is Domino's Australia. So they do a great job of developing the email strategy. And you can see here I've been sent emails every single day. what are some of the occasions that they're using? Right? Mother's Day, cater to the office for Friday lunch, the ultimate family bundle, right? You can see all the different types of things that they're using here based around occasion. And last but not least, an example from the pizza company. It's crafting a message to people that are in the office. So working through lunch or dinner, right? So again, this is an occasion. So they're creating the scene, and then they're having a strong call to action that can identify. Right? So these are some examples of occasion-based communication. Other examples, again, you can have this as a reference, but holidays throughout the year, lifestyle occasions, such as music events, popular dramas, personal occasions, feed the kids during the week, workplace, office, lunch or dinner, sorted, birthdays, and environmental occasions. Maybe it's raining out, so just stay inside. It's going to be a hot one today, free ice cream. And we'll show you great examples of this. All right. So last topic is then just around the channels that you can remarket on. So let's take a look at the main channels that you can use to communicate your message back to the customer. Email marketing. So this email marketing was really the original digital communication for CRM. This is what it got it all started back in the 1990s and early 2000s. It's a very low cost way to communicate with customers, but the challenge is that they're very low open rates. And the new generation today, they do very little on email. SMS marketing, however, became much more popular with the explosion of smartphones. It's a very impactful way as the message comes right on the homepage or over your mobile phone screen. The challenge, however, is that it can be quite expensive as 0.3 satang per customer reached. Then we have app push. So again, the strengths, this again became popular with smartphones and the whole app revolution, let's say. In my opinion, it's the best form of communication that's possible because it comes right over the home screen. It's also very low cost. Doesn't cost much once you can get the user to download it. But that's the challenge. It's a big upfront investment to get people to build the app, download the app. You have to pay for that, right? And then if you want to scale your business, with this, it can be quite expensive. But once you've done it, it's a really great way to communicate back to the customer. And last but not least, Line. Line is also great because it makes a big impact on the home phone screen. The image, or the message when it comes as a line message, is very easy to see. And it's also low cost. But again, the challenge is that a brand needs to get the users to opt in order to customize it and personalize it. Right, so those are 4 of the main remarketing channels. And this brings us to the end of module concept 4, remarketing and personalized planning. So what I want you to do is a short activity, and let me run through that with you. So after we've collected data from our customers, put our customers into segments, we are now ready to re-engage with them and remarket to them. So I just want you to answer these few questions to test your knowledge and understanding. Number 1, I want you to look for examples of how you have been remarketed to across any channel. So go and look at yourself, look at your email inbox, look at your SMS, look at app pushes, line push. I want you to take a screenshot just the way I did and attach it to this assignment. Try to find an example of one of each channel. All right, and tell us if you think the brand did a good job or could be improved, because I've given you examples of both good and bad remarketing. And the second question, which communication channel do you prefer? Do you think is the most effective for you personally of these 4 channels? And I want you to tell me why. All right? Easy. So please download it, complete the assignment, upload it, and we will review it in this week's tutorial and Q&A. Thank you so much. Best of luck. You made it to the last session in this module, module concept 5. In this module, we will present the concept of the CRM technology stack, and then take a look at some of the leading CRM platforms in the market. If you are to have an efficient and successful CRM program, then you will need a strong technology platform. So now let's take a look. So this is the concept of the technology stack, or tech stack. At the center of any technology stack is a CRM platform that can store all the customer data that we can collect across the organization. In this example, we have a platform called CleverTap. The first type of data we want to push into the CRM platform is known as the PII data, or personal identifiable data. We introduced this PII data concept in the last session. And again, it's data that comes from user login or the user giving you their personal identifiable information, such as email, mobile, or their social account. This would also include data such as their sales data that they made from purchases either online or offline, or loyalty data where they signed up for a loyalty program. And again, when they sign up for these things, they're giving their name, email, mobile, and other personal information. So, PII data. This is the first type of data that would get pushed in. The next type of data is known as behavioral data. This is data that we can collect about the user from their behavior on the website or app. So if you remember in the last session, we reviewed behavioral data that's collected via cookies. All right, it's the same concept. This is a brand's first-party data because it's data that they own by users visiting their web or app. We can track every action a user can take on our website or our app, and we can push that into the CRM platform. The last type of data we can push into the CRM platform is the customer service or voice of the customer data. This is data that tells us how satisfied or dissatisfied the customer may be. It's most commonly collected via surveys, or it could be also comments in social media or phone calls to a call center, the old traditional way. You can use a platform like Salesforce, Zendesk, and many others that are out there, and log the call, push it into the CRM system. So another great feature of the CleverTap platform is that through one platform, you can re-engage with users inside of the media channels, as well as customize content on your website. So in this tech stack, it can be applied to most any business, all right? So this is it. Here's an example of a tech stack. Please consider this when you go to design the tech requirements for your company or your organization. All right, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a deeper dive into what is CleverTap. CleverTap, it's one of the leading CRM platforms. They have over 8,000 customers worldwide, and it really has three main features on their platform. It's a customer data platform for a single source of truth. It gives a brand a 360-degree view of the customer. It's also a re-engagement platform that can automate the journey. And it's lastly an advanced analytic platform for customers and customer insight. So I want to give you more information about this by playing a short video. Here it is, CleverTap.
If you could track each of your app users, from acquisition to advocacy, each and every activity your users perform is based on how they interact with your app. What if you could know exactly how they're feeling at any moment? They may be delighted, ready to buy, indifferent, or really angry. In this age of data, we call this behavioral segmentation. Let's say you just spent a ton of money acquiring new users through Facebook ads. Well, now what? As a product marketer, you want to know exactly how this group is performing in your app. And this is where the fun begins. With CleverTap, you can create a micro segment for this group. Then just sit back and observe this segment to learn. Which of these users are coming back to the app in 3 days versus 7 days versus 30 days? How many activities they perform before they register? Are they referring any friends? How many songs did they play before creating a playlist? Or how many uninstalled my app altogether? So if you ask us, which users were acquired from Facebook, came back on day 3, registered for an account by day 7, referred a friend, and live in San Francisco, we're going to tell you exactly that. You can also see how they trend over time, or how many turn into power users versus how many just drop off. When a segment of new users who turn into power users within 30 days grows, it's time to rejoice. But when a segment consisting of users acquired from Facebook but didn't launch the app in the past 2 weeks grows, well, it's time to take serious action. And speaking of timely action, CleverTap has you covered there as well. You can create a hyper-targeted re-engagement campaign for these users across any marketing channel, with push, in-app, email, SMS, or Facebook retargeting. Motivate your users to come back and drive the metrics that matter for your business. CleverTap unifies user insights with action to provide a complete solution for product managers and marketers. Understand user behavior, move them along their journey with timely and contextual campaigns, and close the loop by measuring how they impact your long-term retention goals, all in 4 easy steps. Try CleverTap and take control of your app.
All right, so that's CleverTap. Again, 3 main things it offers. It's a customer data platform where you can store all of your customer data in one unified place. It's a re-engagement platform where you can segment and automate your communications across email, web push, SMS, line, Facebook, and more. And advanced analytic insights that allows you to gain insights on the behavior on your app. All right, next let's take a look at Salesforce and the Service Cloud. So Salesforce is one of the world's largest CRM platforms. They have many different platforms inside the company for many different things. But in this session, I'm briefly going to introduce what's known as the Service Cloud. Service Cloud is used by customer service centers mostly to manage cases, as well as take questions from social media, online surveys, and much more. Let's take a look at Salesforce Service Cloud.
Happy customers. Let's keep them that way. On second thought, let's make them happier with Service Cloud. Let's personally connect with each customer how they want, the second they need. On the world's #1 intelligent customer service platform. An advanced AI-powered platform that better empowers managers to better empower agents to better connect with customers anytime, anywhere, through any device. Finding solutions faster, even before the customer knows there's an issue, using the advanced algorithm of productivity plus efficiency times infinity, where the solution equals more productive agents, more efficient cost, more satisfied customers. A platform that unlocks legacy customer data, aligning service, sales, and marketing with a 360-degree view of each customer. So everyone is in the know, knowing more about the customer than the customer may actually know. Which for customer success is good to know. A platform that scales with you, providing customers with a consistent, convenient, omni-channel experience across every channel. Social, web, text, email, calls, products, self-service portals and communities. That new thing we're told is so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Because like your customers, you're able to quickly adapt to change, keeping your business agile to your customer service needs. Plus, it connects your entire mobile workforce. So field agents are in the loop, even when they're driving the loop. You can also integrate with any backend system and customize any service process with low-code tools like Lightning and Process Builder. And you can quickly plug in thousands of trusted pre-built service apps on the Salesforce App Exchange, all while receiving the latest tools and innovations 3 times a year, built on the trusted and secure Salesforce platform to help keep your agents and customers happier at every step. Visit Trailhead to get started and learn how to keep customers happier with Service Cloud. Blaze your trail with Salesforce.
All right, Salesforce Service Cloud. And last, I want to introduce a platform called Qualtrics. Now, Qualtrics is a platform that merges a brand's customer feedback data along with their operational data. And it helps identify trends that could hurt or help the company. So what I love about it is that it really combines both your operations data, such as your sales from a specific location, from a specific store, along with your service feedback data. Again, people complaining. And if you can draw a correlation, then it can be a very powerful tool. So many times a brand runs a customer satisfaction program, they're overwhelmed with data and they don't know what to make sense of it. So Qualtrics has advanced AI tools that allow you to analyze both the customer experience data and the customer operations data into one and give real-time recommendations for management to take action. And that's the key. In all these platforms, you want to be able to take action as soon as possible. Let's take a look.
Your business has plenty of data. Sales figures, leads, analytics, HR data, and plenty more. We call it operational data, or O data, and it tells you what's happened in the past. At Qualtrics, we take your O data and we combine it with experience data, or X data for short. It's the data that tells you why things happened and identifies improvements that will have the biggest impact on your business. It all comes together on the Qualtrics Experience Management Platform, a single platform for all your X and O data. So you can design and optimize customer, employee, brand, and product experiences that deliver back to the business. It's powered by IQ, our predictive intelligence engine. It identifies the key drivers of experience so you know where to focus your investments, and organizes and analyzes tens of thousands of text responses in seconds so you can find insights hidden deep in your feedback. Plus, IQ applies detailed statistical tests, returning the results in plain English. So now everyone in your organization can be a stats genius. It means you can focus on improvements to your X data that will have an impact on the metrics that matter most to you. It removes guesswork by modeling the impact of your improvements before you invest in them. And allows you to quickly and easily close the loop, responding to feedback and solving customer or employee problems in real time. With a proven ROI of over 600%, we're trusted by over 8,500 brands who use Qualtrics Experience Management to delight their customers, develop incredible company cultures, build amazing products, and turn their brands into icons. Experience Management by Qualtrics.
All right, this brings us to the end. Our fifth and final concept assignment: building a tech stack and selecting a CRM platform. Very easy, just 2 questions. First, what type of data should a brand collect about their customers? Give examples of each. And second, what is the benefit of having a 360-degree view of your customer? That'll do it. That's the end of this session. Please complete this assignment, turn it in on Blackboard, and we will see you online this week. It's been a pleasure. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you so much. Kapkunka. Hello. You made it through another session. Congratulations. Hope you're learning a lot. Please remember to complete the assignment at the end of each module concept and submit that online on Blackboard. Also, we hope to see you this week in the weekly Q&A, where we can answer all of your questions, get your feedback, and continue the learning online in a live session. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying.